Hey, good morning, friends. Today, my friends, is Monday, December the 1st, 2025, and the time now is 7:52 a.m. So, friends, I want to talk about Angola, and I want to talk briefly about Angola, and this pertains to two topics. One is the notion that Angola is in a relations with JP Morgan pertaining to a financial situation, and the other is about the recent meeting of European leaders, EU leaders in Angola, Luanda, Angola. And in that meeting, they talked about peace, security, and cooperation or collaboration, however you want to say it. Now, the first topic, the situation between Angola and JP Morgan, is very interesting. The situation or relations between Angola and JP Morgan is very interesting, and I came across this when I stumbled upon an article. And it is interesting that as I read the article and other articles, first, I want to stress that the media today, they are not different. All of the media platforms are not different. They are basically saying the same thing. In fact, both articles that I read from different media sources is the same article. Now, it is difficult to read the article because it is saying something about debt facility also. So, to me, what it appears to be is debt financing and a whole lots of things all put into one. It seems as if Angola is getting loan from JP Morgan to finance other loans. Basically, I'm going to take loans from JP Morgan so that I can pay my loan, the current loans that I have. Now, it is said that Angola and JP Morgan are making a deal so that Angola will have to pay less interest rate. Either way, if Angola owes other entity, which in this case Angola has to pay with interest rate, Angola getting loan from JP Morgan, Angola will have to pay the previous loan plus the interest rate, and will have to also pay JP Morgan plus the interest rate, whether it is low or not. Either way, the country is losing a lot of money. Now, in terms of the situation regarding this debt facility or whatsoever, honestly, it is difficult to comprehend what this whole thing is about. And the simplest way that I could interpret it is that Angola is getting loan from JP Morgan to basically deal with previous loans that it has with other entities. Now, in terms of the situation of the meeting in Luanda, Angola, it is another interesting situation because even Angolan citizens, many who live in Luanda, are saying as much as world leaders are meeting in Angola, in Luanda, we don't know how much benefit it does for us. Yes, Angola is an oil producer, and we are seeing cargo ship, hundreds of them line up at Luanda port, and taking out resources out of Angola. However, we are not seeing that much going on in terms of the benefit to us as people of Angola. And this is the same thing throughout Africa. Now, in terms of the meeting in Luanda, the EU, European leaders, met with African leaders in Luanda. Now, friends, Angola as of now is the chair of the African Union. But it is interesting, European Union leaders are calling for cooperation and collaboration and stressing that they do not want to lose Africa to Asia, to China. It is interesting, they've had Africa in their palm for a long time and never gave a damn. They are only now stressing because Africa had been turned into China, or China had made lots of gain diplomatically, financially, economically, and in terms of resources trade with Africa. Now European leaders want in. It is interesting. You made me a slave. You never give a crap about me. Whenever I strive to free myself, you kick the hell out of me. However, there is another slave master, and that slave master, as much as I'm a slave, he is treating me a lot better. And now you are trying to get me to arouse me to fight that slave master. You only care about my freedom when you are no longer benefiting from me, or when you could benefit from me, but you do not owe me any longer. It is interesting. Now, friends, please tell me what you think, and I really want to know what you think, friends. However, I am going to end here. I want to thank you for being a member of the Echoing Voice community, my friends, but most especially and most importantly, or most important, friends, I want to thank you a lot for watching the Echoing Voice. Peace, my friends. Peace.